Did you know that some of the most iconic Roosevelt dimes in the United States were quietly banned while you weren't looking? No press conference, no announcement, just over 1.3 billion coins locked away in Federal Reserve vaults. Today, we are diving into three of the most valuable examples. The 1996 D, brown-toned and worn, worth $24,000. The 2010 P, very good condition, fetching $20,000. And the rare 1980p, dusty fine, commanding a massive $35, zeroth coins that were once everyday change are now priceless treasures. Collectors are hunting worldwide. First coin. The most iconic coins in United States history has been quietly banned, without a press conference, without any public announcement. While life went on as usual, the government made a decision that would shock collectors and historians alike. The Roosevelt Dime, a coin that has been in circulation for decades and a staple of American currency, was suddenly restricted, not from existence entirely, but from your hands. The government had stockpiled over 1.3 billion of these dimes in Federal Reserve vaults, enough to supply the entire country for decades, and yet they decided ordinary citizens did not need them anymore. Congress passed a law, the Treasury acted, and suddenly the landscape of American coin collecting was forever changed. Among these coins, the 1996 Roosevelt Dime with a D mint mark stands out, not only for its historical significance but also for its rarity in the collector market today. This coin, although minted for circulation, carries a story of survival and scarcity. Circulated, showing some scratches and wear, exhibiting the brown toning that naturally develops over decades, it is still considered to be in very good condition by expert graders. Its surface bears the gentle traces of its journey through countless hands, a testament to the countless transactions it witnessed over the years, and yet it remains an impressive piece for collectors. What makes this 1996 D Roosevelt Dime extraordinary is its context. Unlike rare error coins or limited mint issues, this dime represents a large-scale stockpile that was suddenly removed from public reach. This action transformed ordinary coins into collectibles almost overnight. Collectors around the world began to take notice, recognizing that while billions of these coins existed, the restriction of their availability created a scarcity in private hands. Coins that were once mundane pieces of pocket change were now prized possessions. In the auction market today, a 1996 D Roosevelt Dime in very good condition with the natural brown toning, along with minor scratches and signs of circulation, can fetch an impressive $24. Zeroth. This value reflects not just the physical coin, but the story, the historical context, and the rarity in circulation. Collectors and enthusiasts often describe this coin as a bridge between modern numismatics and historical significance. While most Roosevelt dimes were minted in massive numbers, the ones that escaped the grasp of the stockpile are now the gems of collections. They embody the moment in history when ordinary access was cut off, creating a market driven by scarcity and historical intrigue. The coin's brown toning, scratches, and wear and tear are not flaws, but badges of authenticity, reminders that this coin survived the ordinary world of commerce before entering the elite circles of coin collectors. The story of the Roosevelt Dime is also a story about government decisions that affect everyday Americans. The quiet banning of this coin, without fanfare or announcement, demonstrates the power of legislation and federal authority over currency. While some may view it as an overreach, collectors saw an opportunity. Suddenly, coins that were once taken for granted became collectible items with significant monetary and historical value. This shift changed not just how collectors approached the Roosevelt Dime, but how the public perceives the relationship between everyday money and rare collectibles. In terms of aesthetics, the 1996 D Roosevelt Dime carries all the hallmarks of its design. The portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, an enduring symbol of American resilience, with clear detailing even in circulated coins. The rim remains intact, the mint mark is sharp, and the coin's brown toning adds a depth and character that polished modern coins cannot replicate. These qualities make it visually appealing and historically significant, appealing to collectors who value both the artistry and the story behind their coins. Collectors today often seek out coins like the 1996 D Roosevelt Dime because they represent a tangible piece of American history, intertwined with unexpected government action and limited availability. The auction value of $24,000 is a reflection not just of the coin's rarity, but of the demand created by its removal from ordinary circulation. Auctions for these coins often attract both seasoned collectors and new enthusiasts, drawn by the story of a coin that was once everywhere and suddenly became extraordinary. The high auction prices are a testament to the coin's enduring allure, demonstrating how history, scarcity, and physical condition combine to create a collectible of immense value. This coin also serves as a reminder that numismatics is about more than metal and design. It is about context, story, and human interaction. The 1996 D Roosevelt Dime tells a story of everyday life disrupted by policy, of ordinary objects becoming extraordinary, and of collectors recognizing the value of a coin beyond its face value. Its scratches, wear, and brown toning do not diminish its appeal. They enhance it, providing proof that this coin has lived a life before becoming a collectible treasure. In conclusion, the 1996 D Roosevelt Dime, with its D mint mark, circulated condition, scratches, wear, and brown toning, is one of the most fascinating coins for collectors today. Its auction value of $24,000 reflects not just its physical attributes, but the historical context of its banning, the stockpiling of over 1.3 billion coins, and the unexpected scarcity created for collectors. This coin is a perfect example of how ordinary currency can transform into an extraordinary collectible when history intervenes. For collectors and enthusiasts, the 1996 D Roosevelt Dime is more than a coin. It is a symbol of history, scarcity, and the enduring allure of numismatics. This coin's story will continue to captivate collectors for years to come, a reminder that even in the ordinary world of coins, history can intervene to create something truly remarkable. Next coin. The Corridors of Power, a decision that would silently change the world of coin collecting forever. While you were busy with work, errands, or simply living your life, the United States government quietly banned one of the most iconic coins in its history, the Roosevelt Dime. Not banned entirely from existence, but removed from your hands, from circulation, from everyday use. This wasn't announced in a press conference. There was no public announcement, no fanfare, just a quiet legislative action that stockpiled over 1.3 billion Roosevelt dimes in Federal Reserve vaults, enough to supply the country for decades. And yet, despite their abundance, the government decided that ordinary Americans didn't need access to them anymore. Congress passed a law, the Treasury acted, and the landscape of American coin collecting was forever altered. Among these coins, one stands out for both its historical context and its collectible value. The 2010 Roosevelt Dime with a P mint mark. Although minted for circulation, this coin has now become highly sought after among collectors. Circulated over years of everyday transactions, it shows minor scratches and wear, but its brown toning and very good condition make it a remarkable specimen. This dime, like many others that survived the ban, carries the silent marks of its journey through countless pockets and wallets. Each scratch, each wear mark, tells a story of a coin that once played a role in the daily economy but is now elevated to the status of a collectible treasure. What makes the 2010 P Roosevelt Dime extraordinary is its story. Unlike rare errors or limited mint issues, this coin represents a modern currency that suddenly became scarce in private hands due to government policy. Billions existed, yet with restricted circulation, the coin transitioned from a simple piece of currency to a prized collectible almost overnight. Collectors quickly recognized that the scarcity created by the ban elevated the value of these coins far beyond their face value. Today, this circulated 2010 P Roosevelt Dime, with its natural brown toning and signs of wear and tear, can fetch approximately $20,000 in the auction market. The value reflects not only the coin itself, but also the dramatic story of its scarcity and historical significance. This coin is more than a piece of metal. It is a bridge between ordinary currency and historical artifact. While most Roosevelt dimes were minted in enormous quantities, the ones that escaped the grasp of the stockpile now represent rare opportunities for collectors. Their scratches, wear, and toning are not flaws. They are badges of authenticity, evidence of a coin that lived a life in circulation before entering the elite circles of coin collecting. The brown toning adds a depth and character that polished modern coins cannot replicate, making it visually striking and historically compelling. The banning of the Roosevelt Dime without public announcement also highlights the power of legislation over everyday life. Coins that were once ordinary suddenly became extraordinary, demonstrating how government actions can unintentionally create scarcity in a collector's market. What was once pocket change is now a tangible piece of history, a collectible that tells the story of a quiet but significant policy decision. The auction value of $20,000 for a circulated coin shows how scarcity, history, and condition converge to create immense collector interest. Even in circulated condition, the 2010 P Roosevelt Dime retains the clear portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a symbol of American resilience and leadership. The rim remains intact, the mint mark is crisp, and the coin's toning enhances its aesthetic appeal. These features make it a desirable addition to any collection, demonstrating that condition, even when showing signs of everyday use, is crucial in determining value. Collectors are drawn to this coin not just for its monetary value, but for its historical story. The Roosevelt Dime serves as a reminder that coins are more than currency. They are artifacts that reflect the society, politics, and decisions of their time. The 2010 P Roosevelt Dime, in particular, represents a moment when ordinary money was rendered extraordinary due to scarcity created by legislation. Its auction price reflects the rarity in private hands and the demand among collectors who understand its story and historical context. Numismatics enthusiasts recognize the 2010 P Roosevelt Dime as a coin that embodies both history and link scratches, wear, and brown toning are evidence of its journey through circulation before becoming a collectible, giving it authenticity and character. While modern coins are often valued for their pristine condition, this dime proves that the story behind the coin can elevate its value significantly. In summary, the 2010 P Roosevelt Dime, with its circulated condition, minor scratches, wear, and natural brown toning, is one of the most fascinating coins available to collectors today. The government's quiet ban, the stockpiling of over 1.3 billion coins, and the removal from ordinary circulation transformed an everyday object into a coveted collectible. Today, its auction value of $20,000 is a reflection of scarcity, historical significance, and collector demand. This coin serves as a reminder that even everyday objects like currency can become extraordinary artifacts when history intervenes. For collectors and enthusiasts, the 2010 P Roosevelt Dime is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of history, scarcity, and the power of government decisions to shape the world of collecting. This coin story will continue to captivate collectors for decades, proving that even ordinary money can become a treasure when history steps in, and a quiet government decision changes everything. Next coin. The ordinary routines of life, the United States government quietly banned one of its most iconic coins, the Roosevelt Dime. Not entirely from existence, but removed from circulation, removed from the hands of ordinary Americans. There was no press conference, no public announcement, nothing to alert the citizens that their everyday money had suddenly become restricted. The government had stockpiled over 1.3 billion Roosevelt dimes in Federal Reserve vaults, enough to supply the entire country for decades, yet they decided that ordinary Americans no longer needed access to them. Congress passed a law, the Treasury acted, and the world of coin collecting was forever altered. Among these coins, one stands out as a particularly fascinating collectible: the 1980 Roosevelt Dime with a P mint mark. Although it was originally minted for circulation, this coin has now become a prized item in the collector market. It has traveled through countless pockets and wallets, showing signs of circulation including scratches, wear, and the dusty fine condition typical of a coin that has been handled over decades. Its surface carries the subtle brownish tones and marks of age, a testament to its journey through ordinary life before entering the rarefied world of coin collectors. What makes the 1980 P Roosevelt Dime so extraordinary is the context of its scarcity. Unlike rare errors or limited mint runs, this coin represents a common currency that suddenly became rare in private hands due to government action. While over 1 billion of these coins exist in storage, the restriction of their circulation created a scenario in which coins that were once ordinary suddenly became extraordinary. Collectors recognized this immediately, and demand surged. The 1980 P Roosevelt Dime in circulated condition with scratches and the dusty fine quality that tells a story of its use, now commands a remarkable value in today's auction market, estimated at around $35 zeroth. This value reflects not only the coin's physical condition, but the extraordinary circumstances surrounding its scarcity and historical importance. The story of this coin is not just about money, but about history and the intersection of everyday life with government policy. The quiet banning of the Roosevelt Dime illustrates the power of legislation to influence even the most mundane objects, transforming them into valuable collectibles almost overnight. The scratches, wear, and dusty toning are not flaws. They are evidence that this coin survived ordinary circulation before being elevated into a collector's item. Each mark on the coin represents a chapter of its history, adding depth and authenticity that cannot be replicated. The 1980 P Roosevelt Dime also represents an aesthetic appeal that collectors find irresistible. Despite its circulation, the portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt remains clearly visible, a symbol of leadership and resilience that has endured through decades. The rim remains largely intact, the mint mark is sharp, and the coin's dusty brown toning adds a natural depth and character that polished modern coins cannot replicate. These features make it visually striking, and the combination of historical context, condition, and scarcity drives its high auction value. Collectors today are drawn to coins like the 1980 P Roosevelt Dime because they offer more than monetary value. They offer a tangible connection to history. The coin embodies a story of government action, scarcity, and transformation from everyday currency into a prized collectible. Its auction price of $35,000 demonstrates how historical context, condition, and rarity converge to create extraordinary demand among collectors. This coin is a testament to how ordinary objects can acquire exceptional significance when historical circumstances intervene. Numismatics enthusiasts recognize the 1980 P Roosevelt Dime as a bridge between everyday money and historical artifact. Its scratches, wear, and dusty fine condition serve as a visual record of its journey through circulation, proving authenticity and offering a story that pristine modern coins cannot match. While the coin is not in mint condition, collectors understand that the narrative behind it, being part of a stockpile removed from circulation without public announcement, makes it far more valuable than its surface imperfections might suggest. In essence, the 1980 P Roosevelt Dime is a prime example of how history, scarcity, and condition come together to create a collectible of immense value. It is more than a coin. It is a symbol of a quiet yet transformative moment in American monetary history. The government's decision to remove over 1 billion coins from circulation turned a common coin into a coveted item overnight. The combination of its P mint mark, circulated condition, scratches, wear, and dusty fine toning makes it both a beautiful object and a highly desirable collectible. Today, the 1980 P Roosevelt Dime continues to captivate collectors and historians alike. Its auction value of $35,000 reflects the rarity created by its removal from circulation, the historical significance of the ban, and the tangible connection to American life in the late 20th century. Each scratch, each mark, and every bit of toning tells a story of survival and transformation. This coin proves that even the most ordinary currency can become extraordinary when history steps in, creating scarcity, demand, and a story that collectors cherish for generations. For those who collect coins, the 1980 P Roosevelt Dime represents more than money. It represents history, scarcity, and the extraordinary circumstances that elevate a common coin into a treasure. It serves as a reminder that in the world of numismatics, every mark tells a story, and every coin has the potential to become a legend. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare Roosevelt dimes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another incredible coin story. Which of these banned dimes would you add to your collection if you could? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, every coin has a story waiting to be discovered. Stay tuned for more hidden treasures from history.